All right, Southern Miss and Georgia Southern. Southern Miss 3-point road. We got the Golden Eagles versus just the Eagles. How about that? Southern Miss 3-point road favorites. 60.5 the total here in this game. Another Conference USA matchup. Get used to this. We're going to see a few weeks of this now in October, where we've got these weeknight Conference USA matchups. This is another situation where both teams enter off a bye week, extra time to prepare. Obviously, we've talked about Southern Miss and the fact 3-2 to start the year. Great situation as far as chemistry and just cohesion, where overcomes Charles Huff from Marshall to coach Southern Miss, brings Braylon Braxton as quarterback with him. A lot of those Marshall players suiting up for this Southern Miss side, and it has given them a chance to kind of hit the ground running. When you look at the way they've played so far, I thought they were competitive against a much improved Mississippi State team, 34-17. They were in that game for a decent stretch. They pounded Jackson State. They pounded App State. They did lose to Louisiana Tech 30-20, but Louisiana Tech, we're finding out, one of the better Conference USA teams this year. And then they bounced back and they hammered Jacksonville State 42-25. Probably the best offensive showing that Braylon Braxton in the offensive ad. Jeffrey Pittman's a great running back. Tyshawn Chapman, Micah Davis. They've got some good weapons as well. Very good offensive team, Southern Miss, no doubt. And I think they're going to have the chance probably to move the football here, because you talk about god-awful, horrendous, one of the worst defenses in the country. Georgia Southern is in that discussion. There is no question about that. 131 in yards per play allowance on defense for the Georgia Southern Eagles. 135 in the country in rushing yards per game allowed, and 135 in yards per rush allowed. Now, the passing game has been a little bit better, but it's not saying a whole lot. They've still struggled there. They're just a bad defense all around. You know, you can run on them especially, and to be honest, their pass defense numbers aren't that great. That's probably a big reason why they've gone over the total in 4 of their 5 games so far this year, Georgia Southern. But their offense at times can be capable. You know, they've got a quarterback in J.C. French who can sometimes be erratic, but he can throw the ball a little bit. I think when you look at the Southern Miss Golden Eagles defense, it's had, you know, its share of solid games, but they've also had games where they've given up some plays, they've given up some points. The one thing that's concerning to me about the defense here for Southern Miss is that their pass defense in particular, they're giving up 230 per game. You know, this is a team that will throw the football. If they do throw the football, Georgia Southern, a little bit better than they run it. So there could be an opportunity for them to score some points. I do think Southern Miss, though, in a close game like this, just a slightly better all-around team, a little bit better on defense. It's hard to be worse or as bad on defense than Georgia Southern. I still think Southern Miss has a better defense. So as long as this number doesn't get beyond -3, CMAC, I like Southern Miss here to go on the road and get the job done. And again, strength of schedule matters here. You know, Southern Miss has been tested. Southern Miss has played Mississippi State, you know, or in their first game, you know, Louisiana Tech, Georgia Southern. Yeah, Georgia Southern played USC and JMU. They played a couple pretty good teams, but I think when you look at this match, they also got pounded by some of those really good teams as well. Fresno, not even competitive. USC, not even competitive. James Madison, not even competitive. I think Southern Miss laying the field goal. That's the side I like in this game. I also think this game can get over the total of 60.5. CMAC, what do you think here? Southern Miss, Georgia Southern.
Yeah, I think you get over 2, even with both teams running. Like, I think there'll be enough big plays, broken plays that it could get over this, because it just seems like even on the road, Southern Miss should have success. And one thing, Georgia Southern, I think they'll have more success at home. I mean, their couple wins have been there against Jacksonville State and Maine, but you know, and I thought they looked a little bit better here on the 27th when they lost to JMU a couple of weeks ago. I know still the defense is pretty bad, but they hung around in that game a little bit early. Defense a little bit, played a little bit better. French has got to be better here, and I think he can against – there's still question marks with Southern Miss. I mean, everything that's going on with them, obviously the whole program. So, and how good are they defensively? The numbers show they are a little bit better. But, yeah, we talked 133. I mean, almost dead last, you know, giving up 481 yards is Georgia Southern. So I think you just go over here and watch out. Georgia Southern could be in this game. I'm just putting that out there here at home, +3.
All right, there we go. I'll lean the other way here for CMAC with Georgia Southern.